Today is the day for Bitcoin. You are going to see one of the most important Bitcoin announcements happening this year, and it is going to absolutely change everything for Bitcoin. Today, guys, I'm going to talk about what I think that announcement is actually going to be. I am going to talk about everything you need to know. I will show you a couple of very important charts showing us what the next major move is for Bitcoin. So make sure to watch this video from the beginning until the end. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you are new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So let's get straight into it, guys. And what you can see for Bitcoin on the 4-hourly time frame is that yesterday we did have a pullback. So this is something that was definitely in the cards. It was actually something that we were expecting here, a bit of a breather, a bit of a pullback for Bitcoin after having parabolic moves towards the upside. You can see, you already know about this, but we did have this channel right here, and we're seeing exactly the same thing as you saw when we had this parabolic channel here as well. So after having these parabolic channels, you do have a pullback, and then you go into another one, you have a little bit of a breather, and then I think that we're gonna see the next channel being created, and we will see much higher prices for Bitcoin. So one of the most important things to do, and this is also something I've been saying the last few days, is that make sure to not get liquidated, because right now you can see that we are at the same price in which we were since October 21, essentially. So on the 4-hourly time frame, we're at the same price we were at a few days ago. However, if you look at the amount of people that were liquidated yesterday, you can see that a lot of longs were liquidated. $190 million worth of longs, $78 million worth of shorts. So even if you were correct in us potentially going up higher, a lot of people got wrecked in the process here. So even if we now see us come up here, what does it mean if you say you go long right here with too much leverage, you go down, you get liquidated, and then Bitcoin starts to go up? So you were right on the move itself. However, just because you were using too much leverage, you got absolutely wrecked here. So be careful with that, guys. Very, very important to not get liquidated along the way. It is the most important thing to stay in the game right now. Stay in crypto, and you will be able to make a lot of gains moving forward. That's my opinion. So be careful with leverage in general. Now on the 2-day chart, you can see also that we came down more or less down to this red line. We were, what is that, like $100 from it. So from this point is when you saw a big rally. This was actually 65,300. So this, just like you know, this was acting as big support. We came very close to it. So since then, we've had a big bounce towards the upside. So the support levels that we have been talking about have actually been very vital and very key right here. We still have the moving averages on the daily time frame right below this point here, right below the orange line. So we do have a big cluster of support at right around $64,000. So that is all great on the charts for Bitcoin, not looking too bad on the traditional markets. I want to see the daily time frame. You can see also traditional markets did have a big red candle yesterday, or the last 3 days actually, but now seeing a big bounce as well. The dollar index is interesting because on the weekly time frame, you can see the dollar index is right now above the orange box, the red line. But let's see, there's still a few days left on this week. So let's see if this is going to see a pullback and close something like this right below the orange box, or if we are indeed going to break through this. At that point, the next level of resistance would be 105, but I don't see it as likely that the dollar index is going to continue to go up this strong as it has done in the last 4 weeks. So we will see, guys, but overall I think that things are looking pretty well. The Bitcoin dominance as well is right now trying to creep up a bit higher as well. So that just means that we need to be very selective with the altcoins that we're picking, because Bitcoin is still outperforming altcoins as a whole. Now, something very important I need to talk about. So Paul Tudor Jones has said a few very important things. First, he said that he's buying Bitcoin, he's buying gold. So that's great. Second thing is that he thinks that the US election could trigger a bad moment. It could cause a crash in the bond market. So what does he mean by this? Well, essentially what he's saying is that people that are buying bonds, which is, if you don't know, bonds are government debts in this instance. So the US government, they need more money. So they issue a bond. They say, hey, give us, I don't know, $1 billion. We will give you $1 billion plus interest back in 20 years, let's say, or 5 years, whatever the time of the actual bond is. Could be everything from 3 months to I think 20 or 50 years. I think 20 years is potentially the longest one. But anyway, I digress. So what he's saying right now is that he thinks that the buyers of these bonds, they will stop buying because the yield is too bad. So that is why you're seeing right now the dollar index go up. You're seeing yields across the board start to go up a little bit. So the yields needs to go up unless, or else I should say, the bond buyers will stop buying, which could cause a crash, and that will be very, very ugly. So overall, guys, just like I've been saying, all roads leads to inflation. That is why I'm so bullish on Bitcoin and I'm so bullish on assets in general, because there's really just one way they can get this whole debt situation under control. And it is the same flawed system. It is the same way that they've been using always, or for the last 40, 50 years. The playbook to get out of this is that you inflate your way out. You run interest rates below inflation and nominal growth rates above inflation. And that's how you reduce your debt to GDP. So he is saying that historically, the way every civilization has gotten out is if they've inflated away their debt. So I said the last 50 years because that's when we came off the gold standard. But really, civilizations have printed their way out of debt previously as well by inflating even when you had gold coins, they would inflate the value of the gold coins by mixing it with other metals so it became less and such. So this has always been the way that you get out of debt, to inflate the monetary supply. So what does it mean for us? It means that if we just hold Bitcoin, we disregard the short-term swings on the hourly time frame, on the daily time frame. We look at this, we zoom out, right? We zoom out and look at this at something like the monthly time frame. So 1 month, we zoom out, and this chart is a bad example because this is actually on Coinbase, but it's against Tether, which means that it is only from 2021. So let me redo that actually. Let me do the monthly time frame on the Coinbase chart to US dollar, which has a lot more history. So what do we see? We see that on the monthly time frame, Bitcoin really is up only. And yes, we do have corrections. Yes, we do have even crashes. We do have sideways action. But in general, all roads leads to higher prices for Bitcoin. Why? Because there is no limit to how much money is going to be printed. So Bitcoin is going to continue to go up. And also in regards to that, if you look at the liquidity cycles, long-term chart here from 2012, look at the liquidity cycles. And you can see that really the liquidity cycle of now really just is barely starting. And you can see the same thing right here as we see in every liquidity cycle. We have this downtrend and then we start to go up, and Bitcoin really hasn't moved yet. So this paints the picture that we are yet to see the massive moves for Bitcoin that we should be expecting. And also, just like I said, one of the most important Bitcoin announcements is happening today. So Dennis Porter is, I guess you would call him a lobbyist, a politician. I'm not sure what you would say, but basically he's been able to progress a lot of pro-Bitcoin, pro-crypto rules or laws in the United States. So when he comes out and says that today, he posted this yesterday, so he says tomorrow, but it is today. So one of the most important Bitcoin announcements this year will take place. It has the ability to shift the 2024 election and dramatically improve the political landscape for Bitcoin. It is that big. So one of the most important announcements is happening today, guys. So what could this be? Well, the speculation right here, this is the CEO of, this is an author, pro-Bitcoin guy, saying that they're most likely going to announce that the US government are going to add Bitcoin on a state treasury. And this would be absolutely insane, guys. And also, if you look at the president of Bitcoin magazine, he is also saying the exact same thing, like word for word, which is absolutely insane. Why? I mean, do they have the same researchers, or why are they saying the exact same thing here? But he's saying the exact same thing, that the US government might place Bitcoin on the US state treasury. So that is very, very cool. If it's going to happen, we'll see if it's going to happen today or not, guys. But as always, be careful with leverage, just like I've been saying. And things are looking pretty good. And with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.